Hello everyone, welcome to part 9 of reactjs tutorial for beginners. And in this video we are going to create simple React app with static pages, links and routes. So we want to understand the concept of static pages, links and routes. So for that we are going to make one simple React app. Okay, so let's start by first of all we are going to create some of the components here. Okay, so what we are going to do, first of all I'm going to describe you so that the concept will get clear to you. So like this is your app, suppose this is your app. Okay, uh, so your mobile app or web app, whatever it is. So here this complete is inside the app component, like I have explained you earlier. This is the app component that comes in file app.js. Okay, so this is the header part. Okay, and this is the middle content. Okay, footer part can also be there if you want, but right now we will just work on the header as well as this one middle content, you can say. So what I'm going to do here in this header part, I'm going to add the navigations. Navbar, we used to call it navbar. Okay, navbar means navigation, that the menu items will come here or links will come here. Like we are going to make it like home link here. Okay, about link here. Okay, and contact link here. Like more links we can describe, like we used to do in the websites as well. Like in header part we are going to mention all the important links of the website. Okay, so in app also we are going to mention all these links. And this is the middle content here. If the user will come to the home page, then home component will come. Okay, sometimes this home content will come, home component, from the home component home content. And sometimes if the user will click on about, then about content will come. Okay, it will keep on changing. Okay, so if the user is going to access the content, then see contact page, then contact content will come like this. Okay, home will come, then about will come, then contact will come. Okay, so this content varies from time to time according to the link. So such kind of thing we are going to make in this small app, small React app. We are going to clear our concepts like this. Okay, so let's start. So all this we are going to put inside the components folder, like I have told you in the last video as well. We are going to put all components inside the components folder, and we have already created the components folder in the last video and have added the about.js. Okay, so now the about component we have already created. Now another other component we are going to create now, like we are going to create the home, navbar and contact. Okay, so we are going to do that. We are going to create the new file inside the components here, and I'm going to create here navbar.js. Okay, so here I can create the arrow function here, like the rect arrow function, like I have shown you in the last video. RAFC, we can create it like this. Okay, so you can see it by default creates this function in say a second. Okay, so you just require to save, and we are going to create the new file as well, and that I'm going to create now home.js. Okay, and here also I'm going to see RAC and RAFC. Okay, we get this one as well. Home component is ready, and one more. And now I want the contact. Okay, contact.js, and here also I'm going to mention RAFC. Then I will press enter, then it will show the contact details also. Okay, so our components are ready. Okay, so like this you can add all the components one by one. Okay, you can able to add all the components, and after that what we are going to do, we are going to include this component in the app.js file. Okay, so here like we have included the about component. In the same way we are going to include here the navbar component as well. Import navbar component from we are going to do in the same way. It's inside the components folder inside the navbar. Okay, so after that we are going to include here home component as well, home from. So in the same way like we have done, components folder, then home come, and after that we are going to import here one more component, and that will be contact component, contact from, and this one also from the components folder, and then about, sorry, contact component will come, contact here it will come like this. Okay, so here we are going to use all, but not like this. This one we are going to remove now, and inside the div, or you can also make it empty like this. Okay, if you don't want to use, you can just make it empty like this one also. Okay, this one you can use empty brackets, and after that you can add here a router for, okay, router we are going to use now, and we'll make sure that you have installed the router. And see, if you have not installed the router, here I need to do it like this. Okay, so if you have not installed the router, see here we need to import few of the things here. So see here, install the router. See here it is saying what it is saying. See, router is not defined, so we need to install the router here. Okay, uh, router rect. Okay, so we are going to open one website here for installing the router for our project. So make sure that you will install the router for our project. I will open some other website. Router. Okay, so you can open this website, and we are required to install here npm install rect router. So we are going to install this rect router here. Okay, if you have already installed it, then skip this step, otherwise you need to install the rect router here. Okay, so we are going to install it. I'm going to run it, XAMPP htdocs. Where is my rect project folder? Here it is, rect app, new terminal folder. Here I am going to run to install this one, npm install rect router. If you are in Windows, then you can go inside your folder, right click, git bash here. If you have already installed the git bash, if you have not installed the git bash, then you can run the command prompt to install the rect router package. Okay, so it will take few seconds, and able to install the rect router, and we are going to see once it will install the router, then see, then what we are going to do, we are going to add this router at the top. Okay, so here in this one we are going to add the router at the top as well. Okay, so let's add the router at the top here. We are going to import. Okay, see, we are going to import few different things here. Okay, so one is the routes, and one is the route, and we also require the link. All these things from rect router dom, rect router dom. Okay, so you need to mention this one in the code. Okay, so now I think we can try now, we can check now that it is working here or not. Can't resolve rect router dom in router is still the error is coming. Okay, we can always search. If something like this happens, then we can always search. Okay, and we can always try to identify the issue and we can resolve. Npm install rect router dom. Okay, we can install this one, rect router dom, this package. Again, once again we can try this one. Okay, so after the installation, uh, we will go back and we'll try. Otherwise, we will restart our rect app if the changes will not happen. Router still it is showing that router is not defined. And I cannot find, it does not match. Okay, so still I think we are going to check here what is the exact issue. Okay, so it is saying that we have not import the rect. Okay, so we need to import the rect here in index. It is already there, but we are going to check in index.js file as well. Okay, so here as well it is already there. uh, so we need to check what is the issue exactly. Sorry, not here. We are going to check with this one. Now we are going to see. Okay, so uh, okay, so inside this one, inside the router, we are going to mention some routes here. Okay, and and the routes are, one route is for the home and one route is for the about. Okay, route, first route we are going to mention, and this is the syntax for mentioning route path, exact path. That is for home we will give this only this one, and here this is the syntax that you want to have. This here the component will come in element. Okay, home component will come in element from where we want to bring the content here. Okay, and here we are going to close this one and route will come up here, and this one we are going to use one more here, and that we are going to use here for the about. Okay, so here we are going to mention here about us for the about us page. So now we are going to see element about route. Okay, routes fine, router. Okay, so so still okay, so it is saying was not found. Components, home components, uh, contact is not found. It is saying okay, so actually we are also require here to correct this one, like we have done this one export default. Okay, so that is required here. What we can do here, export default home. Okay, so and here export default contact, and like we have done in about function about. Here I think we can remove the const also. So router is not defined is coming in App.js only. Okay, that here we need to see that here route, as well as we need to add one more here, I think that is the browser router. Okay, browser router is one more component, one more we can say the class, we can say we are going to inherit the feature from this class as a router. Okay, we are going to use it like this. Then we are going to see export browser router was not found in direct router. Okay, so now it is saying export browser router was not found in direct router. Okay, so if we will mention the router only, then we are going to see that it will work or not. No, it is not working. We are again required to search for the okay, so that we will get idea why this issue is coming. So it happens some of the time. So we are going to see. Okay, so this browser router will come from different class. Okay, it will come from here. Okay, so we can mention it here as router, here. Okay, and we are going to remove this from here like this. Okay, so now we are going to see here, now it must work. Yeah, now finally it is working fine. You can see the home link is finally coming here. Okay, now we will do the further changes. So now we are going to update the navbar. Okay, so navbar, I have already told you that we are going to make this navbar like this: home, about, contact, and for that we are going to use the bootstrap. So we are going to create the bootstrap navbar. Okay, so I'm going to search here bootstrap navbar. Okay, and first of all we need to include the bootstrap. Okay, so I will just search the bootstrap here, and will open this one bootstrap, and here you can see the paths. Here we are going to use this path in the index.html file. So you can see that everything we are doing is the part of the index.html file that is located inside the public folder. Okay, so everything, all the JS that we are doing, we know that the React itself is the JavaScript. Okay, so every JavaScript is the part of the index.html file that is included, and we're going to open the index.html here in that is inside the public folder, I think. Okay, so here the source, and here is the public, and here it is index.html, and here we are going to include after title we are going to include here first thing is we are going to include here the CSS. Okay, you can see CSS, bootstrap CSS. We are going to store it in our folder itself later on. Okay, but right now we are going to add the CDN path, and we are going to include the JS as well. After this one, after CSS, we are going to include the JS as well. Okay, so here I have included the JS as well. You can see that we have included the JS here as well. Okay, so both the things we have included. Now we need to include the navbar as well, and that also we can pick the navbar from here. We can pick the navbar, and I'm going to search here the navbar, and you can see it's here. I'm going to search here, and you can see the navbar. This is the navbar that I'm going to copy. Okay, so I'm going to copy this navbar, complete navbar, and will paste in navbar.js. This is the HTML for the navbar. I'm going to replace this HTML and going to include this one here as well. Okay, so see, it will not work like this because we need to update this HTML. We need to update the HTML that will work in the React. Okay, so otherwise it will not work. See, you can see it creates lot of issue because lot of its syntax will not work. So what I'm going to do, first I am going to remove the unwanted things. I will only keep here about the static links. I'm going to show here only 3 links here, like this one, home link, like this one. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove some of the content here, like this li I'm going to remove, and this disabled I'm going to remove. Okay, so I'm going to keep it like this one, and this search also I can remove. Okay, that is I think we are not required this time. Later on we can add. Okay, so we can just keep these two things here, home, as well as here we are going to put here about us, and uh, one more link I'm going to add here, and that will be called as contact us. Okay, and now see, these will not work. A tag will not work here, so we need to update these one to the link, and also we are going to import here, import here link from uh, rect router dom. We can give it like this, rect router dom. Okay, so here we are going to use this one, like here we are going to use here link everywhere. Okay, so we are also going to update here link, and here also everywhere. Other than that, we're going to check here, uh, spot default was not found in. I think we need to check here. Export default number is not here, so we're going to add this one, export default number. Okay, so here it is not required, so we are going to check once again. I'm going to refresh. Still there is issues for the word imported as link was not found. Why it is not found here? We know, need to check here. Now it is working. Okay, so now see, it is working fine, and we need to include this navbar here. Okay, in app.js we need to include this navbar, so we're going to add this one after router. We are going to add this navbar. Okay, and after navbar we are going to add the home component also. Okay, that is we are going to add the middle content, like I have explained you, navbar, first navbar, then home component. Okay, first navbar and then home component. Okay, so home component we are adding in app.js, because by default we are going to show here the home component along with the navbar, and in navbar we are going to add these routes, static routes. Okay, like I have created about and contact route, and if the user will click on about, then this will replaced with the about component. Okay, so that we are going to that we are trying to do. Okay, so now we are going to check here, and we are going to see how look it is looking fine navbar, and here I am going to make this navbar like this one. I am going to make it like stack developers. Okay, going to make like the app name is stack developers here. So see how good it is. Home, about us, and contact us. I'm going to click on home and contact us. Right now it is not working, but you can see the layout is coming fine. Okay, you can see this one layout. Okay, so now we are going to work on this, that it must work, and for that we are going to update. Here you can see this href, we need to update this href, and here in place of href there is the links we need to define with the two. In rect we need to define this href with the two here. Okay, it will work as two. Okay, so here as well two, as well here see this one is the static, so we can mention just slash here, and this one is home link, here also slash, and here also slash about. This is our component links, and here slash contact. Okay, so now we are going to try once again. And one more thing, in React there is no class. We need to add the class name instead of the class, but you can see it is working fine, so we can keep it like this. Otherwise we can change the class to the class name in React. Okay, so now we are going to refresh here. We are going to see if we will click on about, and here the content is gone, but it is not coming here. We are going to see why it is not coming. We are going to add see about content. We are going to add the static content, and in contact we're going to see the contact is here. Okay, it must work. Contact page, I will mention it like this, contact page, but it must work here. And in about also this content must work. I'm going to make it like this and going to remove this one for the time being, because here we are going to use it like this. This is the about page. So now once again I'm going to do it like about. This is the about page, and this, okay, about is working fine now. And also one more thing we are going to do here, here in Home.js, where is the App.js? Here it is. In App.js I'm going to remove this home, and we'll see it. Okay, so here I'm going to home page. This is the home page. So what I'm going to do here, this is home page, and in contact, this is contact page. About, this is about page. So let's see. So this is home page. Okay, this is about page, and contact is not working right now. We are going to see why it is not working, because I think maybe we have not defined its route. Here we also required its route as well. Okay, so we will define it like this, contact, and here we will define contact. Okay, so now we are going to try here, like this one is the home page. Okay, this will come by default. You can write as much content as you want. Okay, so even in responsive, if you will make its view like responsive inspect, you are going to check in the mobile device, you can see that it will work like this. Okay, so how good it is working, you can see, you can able to see. This is the better view that what we are trying to do, home. Okay, and this is the about page, and this is the contact page. Okay, so we will make this very much good enough. Okay, you can see the layout. This is the professional layout like we used to see in the apps. We are going to see this one for our menu bar, for our navbar. We can see all the items will come like this. If we are going to click, going to press here, it will show all the items here. Then here we are going to see the content of like first the home page content will come by default. Then if the user will click on other items, then like the about us, then the about us content will come here, then the contact us content will come here. Okay, so like this it will work. Okay, so we will make it better in the next video, and we are also going to make the feature dynamic, like the content will come from the Laravel, from the admin panel. Okay, so that the user can able to update anytime when he wants from the admin panel, and that we are going to handle with the Laravel. Okay, so backend always we are going to use the Laravel for the backend, Laravel 9. Okay, so we will continue in the next video as well. So that's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.